of the Jacksonville Jaguars soon. Winner of 3 national titles on the college level. This would be his first NFL job. All right, let's look at some of the players who have found success on the NFL level, having played for Urban Meyer. The list is long and plentiful. You got Joey Bosa there with the LA Chargers. His brother Nick Bosa, of course, as well, those 2 edge rushers. You go all the way back to Alex Smith, the 03-04 season, coming as the #1 pick when Urban Meyer coached him at the University of Utah. And now let's get back to Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks, who had a chance to talk to Urban Meyer a few months ago about what his coaching philosophy is and what he would bring to a new team.
Coaching to me is getting people to do the unthinkables, the hard. You know, a guy that can teach a guy how to throw a corner route or catch a touchdown pass, that, you know, Donald Duck can do that. You know, can you teach the toughness and demand the toughness? To me, that's a great coach. And that's got to be a part of your culture. Because the game will, I got news. I don't mean to disappoint some of these people that think that throwing the ball is the only way to win. You know, I see some of the hires in the NFL, and I see some of the, you know, to me, it's almost a disrespect to the game of football. Football is about love, it's about toughness, and it's about team.
Well, Kevin Stefanski loves the way his team played on Wild Card Weekend, getting that first playoff win. He returned to the Browns facility today for the first time since testing positive for COVID-19. Reflecting on his time isolating while battling the virus, he said the walls were closing in on him at times, although he and his team continue to welcome the challenges this unique season brings.
I hope we take all of these experiences and these learnings and make us better for it. And I really say that going back all the way to the spring. I mean, things have not been normal for us or any team out there, or really, frankly, any person out there. So I hope we're learning from them and getting better from all these experiences. The way we play and the brand of football we play, we've shown throughout this season. And regardless of the coach that's out there, regardless of the player that's out there, that won't change.
All right, back here now with Andrew Hawkins and Terrell Davis. And Hawk, we were sitting here on this very show a week ago today talking about what lied ahead for the Browns here in this first playoff game in a couple of decades, right? So now that they've gotten over that hump, they got the win, came against the Steelers. What's the mood among Browns players and coaches and within that organization right now?
They're all thinking, why not us, right? They got over that hump last week, and I hope people realize how big of a hump that was for this Cleveland organization and these players to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, a Steelers team that was 11-0, and they were at full strength. So now the players really truly feel optimistic about their chances going against the Kansas City Chiefs. We talked earlier about the Jaguars and hiring Urban Meyer and trying to change a culture. And I think we're seeing a living example of that in Cleveland with the players they have now, with Jarvis Landry, with Myles Garrett, Joel Bitonio, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Denzel Ward. These are players that always feel like they have a chance to win. They understand the talent that they have, and they can roll with the punches and fill in the gaps wherever necessary for this team. So they absolutely feel optimistic, and this week they understand that nobody's giving them a chance, and I'm hoping that it means they'll play that much more loose, and we'll see another great performance by this Cleveland organization.
So it's a familiar feeling for Browns fans. Doubted again, underdogs again, going up against the defending Super Bowl champions. Hawk, so how do they go into this game and actually pull off a win? What is the most important thing that they have to do to make that happen?
They have to establish the run, and I know that's so cliche, and everybody says that it's the key to winning every game. But here with Cleveland, other teams have tried to keep away from Pat Mahomes, keep him off the field, beat clock, and they can't do it. The reason why the Browns can is they have the best backfield in the National Football League. They have the best offensive line in the National Football League, and definitely left in these playoffs. And lastly, the Chiefs are 31 against the run. This is a perfect matchup for them. They have the ability and opportunity to impose their will and keep the best football player in professional football, and Patrick Mahomes, off the field as long as possible.
Well, the team they're playing has a unique opportunity, one that has been few and far between in the annals of NFL history as we look at back-to-back Super Bowl champions. You go back, I mean, all the way, you can talk about the Packers, right? We can talk about the Chiefs. We're talking about the Chiefs here, but trying to do something that the Broncos did, that the Cowboys did, that the Niners did in the late 80s. And, of course, the Patriots, the last team to do it 03-04. But TD, you were a part of that Broncos dynasty there in the late 90s. What does it mean to repeat? How do you do it? And what's standing in the Chiefs' way here?
It's extremely difficult to do. It means a lot. As a matter of fact, I remember the Patriots going for 2-2. No disrespect, Scott Pioli, but I didn't want them to win the back-to-back because we wanted to keep that, that back-to-back thing going so we could be the only team to say that in the last 20 years. However, the challenge for the Chiefs is plenty. But the one thing that I'm looking at that is their major challenge right now is the fact that they start their game super slow. And they have this idea that they can just flip a switch when they want to. And we've seen this at the end of the season. And we've seen this all the way going back to last year's postseason when they were down by 10 points in all 3 playoff games, that they finally find a way to wake up and then come back and beat you. I just think that if they play the Browns and they think they can flip a switch against this team, there's going to be a day that their light bill is not paid. And that switch won't come on and when they try to flip it. So for me, the Chiefs have to get out to a fast start, get their confidence back, even though people say, why do they need confidence? They need to prove to themselves that they can go, wire to wire and be a high-flying team. If they do that, they're going to be okay. But my concern is that they tend to wait and then flip a switch.
Yeah, there's a reason it hasn't been done in almost 2 decades, right? Patriots last ones to do it 03-04. TD knows what it takes right there with his time as a Denver Bronco. All right, looking at what the road to the Super Bowl looks like this weekend. It'll start with the Packers joining the playoff party after getting the bye week last week, taking on the Rams. The coaching tree there with Sean McVay and Matt LaFleur. And then we'll see the 2018 QB class on display. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens and Josh Allen in the Bills. And, of course, we mentioned the Browns and the Chiefs. And how about round 3?